Today we're going to be presenting about expanding the packing party at the Concordia Veterans Day. Our group includes Serena Belanger, me, myself, Monty, Wonnacott, DJ Rose, and Johannah, Kayser. We'll start with a company analysis. Basically, Concordia University is one of the few colleges who actually celebrates Veterans Day. This tradition has been practiced for many years, and other schools will have Veterans Day events, but ours is kind of unique in its own way. We take a whole day to kind of get away from classes and have everybody on campus participate. There's a lot that's going on, but for our main focus we decided to go on the packing party because it's one of the smaller events that we think that a lot more people could attend. For other things that happen though, every year there is an elaborate chapel service and flag ceremony, followed by lunch and other afternoon activities for everyone to enjoy. And there's also a lot of speakers that tend to come around that talk about their experiences in the military and other parts of the military. Our plan, the first thing we think about is using our resources. Some of the resources we have is we have veterans that are on the campus, so we use those kind of as speakers. We'll have different kinds of seminars that speakers can come talk about their experiences from the medical part, being on the actual field, some of the computer services. The other thing we talked about was snacks. Jimmy John's is a big sponsor for Concordia University, so having to bring them in and not only gives them a promoting opportunity, but it allows for people to have like the small sandwiches that they do for other events here on campus. And then we have the card making idea. The packing party was pretty short last year from what Dean McCormick had told us. So another idea that we had was people writing cards or making cards that they can include in these packages. That is something personal that kind of gives the soldiers and people that are on the field a closer sense of home when there's people that care. Some of the main objectives, when we had our meeting with Dean McCormick, he talked about more student involvement. He wants there to be more faculty-student relationship when it comes to this. So when it comes from planning to participation, he wanted a lot more students to be involved in working as well as being involved in the actual events themselves. Making afternoon events a priority. This was one of our bigger things that we talked about because a lot of people come to the mass that's in the morning, but as the night goes on and it gets to like the 3-4 o'clock times, it's pretty hard for people to stay from that early in the morning all the way to 6 or whatever. So our biggest goal is to try to get more people into the evening stuff as well. The packing party is one of the bigger things that happens in the evening that a lot of people don't realize that's going on. They usually just go to the ceremony and the chapel and the flag ceremony that's in the morning, but after like the 2-3 o'clock range, that's when a lot of people tend to leave and go home. The other part of our objective is for students to have a better understanding. A lot of students don't really know that this happens on campus or what it really means to be a veteran. So this is kind of our biggest objective, to gain experience, understanding about what the soldiers do for us and not just use this as a time to not have classes. So we want it to be a bigger objective to have students involved as well as understand what the veterans actually do for us and what it means that they're fighting for our freedom.
So we put together a timeline for our packing party so that people can know like when to move to different stations. From 3 to 3:10 we have our veteran guest speaker to talk about their experiences in the field. From 3:10 to 3:45 we have the packing party for the donation boxes in the gym. From 3:45 to 4, the guests will write the cards to the veterans, and from 4 to 4:20, the refreshments will be served. So for the packing party, the students will go from the guest speaker to the gym, and in the gym we'll have tables set up, and they'll make an assembly line, so they'll stagger on opposite sides of the table, and in the packing party boxes we have stuff like food, water, bandages, medical material, and then we'll put the paper with the messages on it that people will write. And the people will grab a bag, and then at their station, they'll either put like granola bars, fruit snacks, and then the water and stuff. So after you put your item in the bag, you just pass it to the next person, and then just keep going down the line, and it'll make it a lot smoother, and it'll take up less time. And then after you pack it all up, you put it in boxes and make sure each box has the right amount of bags in it to be sent off. And then that's it.
So another portion of the packing party itself is to make a more personal part that the soldiers receive. It's also about going back to our objective of having students engaging with veterans and gaining an understanding. This part of guests writing notes for the veterans helps create that connection. The idea that they're thinking about what soldiers are going through, what they might be feeling at the moment, and trying to sympathize with them, understand them, and try to write words or drawings, anything like that that could help them feel what it's like to be back at home in America, because some of these soldiers might be overseas and they might be missing their families, and these kind of cards that would go into the packages themselves or be sent to different places depending on where they would be going, those kind of things make it personal for the soldiers and make them able to make that connection. So the supplies that would be needed would be like different art supplies, so any like special paper, maybe some scissors would be needed if they wanted to cut out a special shape besides just a normal rectangle card. So markers, something to draw with, like colored pencils maybe. And this also gives another interaction between students and teachers on campus. There are several different professors that could be providing the school supplies or just guiding students on what they should be doing, whether it's just writing things out if they want to do just a text-based card, or if it would be more decorative with a drawing on it, or whatever sort of creative feeling that they have. But this could also get teachers like Professor Steinkillner, Professor Schumacher, or Professor Niemick to interact with students and provide that teacher interaction as well as veteran interaction. So that would also help soldiers that aren't feeling quite as happy as they do because they're separated from their families, and these cards make that connection. So we did mention that snacks would be provided, which would be a nice initiative also for students to come, because everybody loves free food. It's something that helps people to come and want to be there, as well as helping out soldiers. But it's just more initiative, and Jimmy John's is kind of become a tradition almost on campus. There are many times we see the drop-off car coming to deliver Jimmy John's here on campus outside of the parking lot. And also they have come to our campus giving out little sample sandwiches. So, and we already have a history of them sponsoring our athletics. So it would be pretty easy in order to have at Jimmy John's come and cater for the event. I'm not sure if that would go into our budget or not, but hopefully because of the sponsorship, it's going to an event for veterans, it wouldn't cost anything. So that would go to provide, after people have done the packing party and made their cards, they would probably just get the little mini sandwiches. They're just like a quarter of the sandwiches, depending on how much Jimmy John's wants to provide. And this could be like on a separate table in the gym. But that way the students are happy and fed, and there's another initiative in there. So next we'll be talking about our brainstorming process, how we got to find out all of these objectives, and how we got to making that decision. And DJ will do that for us.
So our brainstorming project or process was kind of identifying what we needed at our campus to help the Veterans Day become a better event and more involved event from beyond all the students here. So some things that our group did is that we went to Dean McCormick and Barb Walters because they have had a lot of experience working with the Veterans Day and setting up everything that had to do revolving around this day. So we kind of went with them, we got their ideas of what they think we could do to better ourselves and better the project, which led us to focusing more on the packing party and just trying to figure out how we could better it and, like I said, how we can get more students involved. So it was nice being able to have two of the faculty members here on our campus kind of guide us and show us exactly what they have done and work with us, hand in hand to try and better ourselves and better the project as an overall school. But one thing that we did kind of focus on and that we had to take into consideration was our budget. So as Johannah said, we have used Jimmy John's plenty of times throughout our school. So many students love the Jimmy John's around the area. The guy's always here, as she said. So we did use Jimmy John's due to the partnership that we have with them for our school. It just made more sense for us to do that instead of trying to go somewhere else where we already have a great relationship built as well. It kind of adds to Jimmy John's promotion, even though they are here all the time, having them here for events such as Veterans Day, which will be running all day long, will help them just kind of gain more interest, especially if we have more veterans or more people from the school kind of involved. It will lead to a better kind of circle of, if we promote Jimmy John's, they'll help us out and just kind of continue that whole situation. The school support helped with the event a lot. As we said, with this being all day and having so many different things involved with the packing party and with the Veterans Day as a whole, having the faculty and other students here supporting this event, just helping with their time, even volunteering to run, a couple tables here or there, or just making sure that they're helping the veterans get to where they need to be, or helping other students get to what they're looking to do to help out, definitely creates for a better scenario, because the people who are helping and working there are the people who want to be there. They're the people who are volunteering, which will lead to a better overall day. The donated supplies from the art department was also a huge factor for us. As Johannah mentioned, all the art professors, they took time out to just kind of help with Veterans Days past, but as well with helping with the packing party, donating stuff from the art department such as papers, pens, markers, highlighters, all that kind of good stuff will help us cut down on our costs. So that way we're not spending too much, but yet we're still getting everybody involved and helping everybody just kind of reach whatever goals that they may have during this entire Veterans Day. And then time is by far the biggest cost of this project, just for the simple fact that with an all-day event, it will take some time, it will take some dedication from both faculty and students, from everybody around, just trying to help each other, making sure that everything's going as according to plan, which obviously sometimes things will kind of go off course, but with the great faculty and help that we do have here at our university, it will just further benefit the cause and further benefit the event when we do have so many people willing to donate their time and just help out as much as they possibly can. So advertising for the event obviously is a big thing that we have to make sure everybody is kind of known what's going on, they're aware of everything that we have to offer. So the school does a great job at advertising events. Obviously you can walk through pretty much any building at our school and see different flyers, posters of all the events that we have here on campus. Even word of mouth, students are always talking about what events that may be going on campus, especially when they see a big Jimmy John's tent outside. They're going to be like, oh, why is Jimmy John's here, or why there's so many people over at the CAF. People do kind of gain interest through the advertisement of school. Pastor Ryan makes announcements every day at chapel. He does like to make sure that all the students in chapel and even all the students outside of chapel are aware of all the different events we have here going on campus. I know he is especially tied in with Veterans Day. He loves to just volunteer and help out with this event anyways. So with having him and his support throughout chapel services and making the announcements to all of our students and all of our faculty will just help better our advertising for the actual event. The snacks provided will help attract students, as we said. Jimmy John's, obviously, when people see free food, especially college students, they're jumping to wherever they can to get that free food or get those free snacks. So if that requires, half an hour of their time, I'm sure all the students here on campus will love to see that and just help helping out other people so that way they can get those free snacks. And it's not the first year for the event, so this event has been going on our campus for a couple years now, so most people are aware of everything that's going on here during that time. So when they have kind of that recognition of, hey, it's Veterans Day, there's obviously an event going on our campus, that will lead to more students being involved and being more aware of everything that has been going on. So thank you on behalf of our group, and thank you for watching.